open it up for questions. Ira, on your right.
You guys, obviously a huge priority was stopping the run, and you guys did a pretty good job of that. Was some of the explosive plays a result of committing so much to the run, or was it unrelated?
It was both. I mean, you want to be aggressive, and so we tweaked some things on defense to give them the best chance to do that. But some of our alignments were off again. And we're supposed to be at toes at 10 yards, and we're only at 7.5. One of those balls, we're at 7.5-ish, and you look at when he caught it, and you're only about 1.5 yards away. Well, that was in your initial alignment, your initial read. You know what I mean? Looking at high hat, low hat, things like that. So things that we got to keep on harping on. We didn't do a good enough job on harping on the little things and making sure that the work was detailed and it caught us. And great message again, right? When you play championship caliber teams in games like that, like UVA, and how close that game was, and in this game, like 4 or 5 plays is going to be the difference now. You know what I mean? And you go back and look. We looked at all those plays, and we miss a check, or we're misaligned depth-wise or leverage-wise, and eyes are bad. Eyes are in the backfield when they're supposed to be on a man key or whatnot, and we get beat. So the guys did a nice job. They were ready to play in terms of physicality and wanting to go out there and play as hard as they can, which they did a nice job of. But championship level ball, you got to be detailed like that. So we need to fix that.
Are those details, like when you guys are practicing, are they being executed pretty well in practice, and then does it just something get lost in translation?
Yeah, they are. And the crazy thing is, like, you go back and watch the game film, and the same play, the Ed. Now, what they do is they dress it a different way, right? So, like 10, one time, he's the point guy there in the cluster, and then he runs the same route. And that's the one where we got a high guy in Ed, and he plays underneath it, and it's fine. Later on, all they did was change the motion. They started him out, and they motioned him down to do the same exact thing, and then it's the touchdown, So we just got to keep on harping on it over and over and give them different pictures, window dress it a little bit different, so the guys, like, they don't memorize plays. They understand concepts and how they're being attacked, you know what I mean? And so they can execute in the game.
Are you still, like, learning some of these guys, even though you're 5 games into the season? I mean, in terms of, like, how they're going to handle emotions, how they're going to handle moments, things like that, or do you feel like you have a good handle on that?
All right, no, that's a great one. I think you're constantly learning, you know what I mean, because you're constantly changing things. No game plans are the exact same. No offenses are the exact same. No situations really, truly are the exact same. You know what I mean? So you're seeing those guys react, and it all goes hand in hand, but it comes back to the process. Like, I didn't put them in enough situations in practice, like where they were spooked out like that, so that way they can calm down and do that, And again, credit to Miami. They dressed things a different way. They were having a hard time running the ball, so they said, okay, we're gonna throw the now screens out there, and again show a play where I think it was D-Jack. They raise up and throw the ball out there, and D-Jack is running out there, and he makes a play for -2, and then the same play they throw later on, it goes to the house. You know what I mean? So it's like just finding the consistency, understanding, like, just be calm in the moment, just execute your assignment, and we can play some really, really good football, but we're not going to do that if we're inconsistent. So
How do you keep confidence up when you have struggles on that side of the ball?
I think you got to be truthful with them. Right? I mean, that's number 3 team or whatnot, number 2 team in the country, and we knew that they wanted to come in here and run the ball, especially after giving up whatever we gave up the week before. And the guys I thought did a really nice job of getting themselves ready. I thought D-Jack in there was as good as any D tackle nose guard in the country. I mean, he is singled up in there, and every play he's down there making every play by himself in there. You know what I mean? When they singled him up. I thought the twins in there, Amari, we started putting those guys in there. T&I did a nice job of rotating different packages with our pass rush stuff, and we were hitting them. We were getting back there, which you didn't see against a lot of other teams, and they were getting back there and affecting them, throwing the ball. So I thought I did a really nice job in certain areas. But again, like, you lost and you gave up whatever it was, 5 explosives for 155 in the pass game. Like, you better get it fixed, dude. Like, you better get it fixed. And it takes everybody, right? It takes me making sure that we know what to do. It takes the position coaches making sure they relay the information. It takes the young men absorbing the information and applying it on the grass. It takes all of us. So we're all at fault.
last week, you and Mike talked about just finishing plays, driving through players. Was that something you
Yeah.
thought was up to your standard? Do you think there was more to be desired? And how do you kind of address that?
Oh, I mean, it's never perfect, right? I mean, it's never truly perfect, but the guys showed up with an attitude. You know what I mean? I mean, Tally was electric. That was truly awesome. Had the family up in the box and looking, and you know I mean, saw the old Noles on the sideline. I mean, everyone that was out and about. It was rocking. This place was truly special, you know, and those guys came to play. Like, I mean, the D front guys flying around. OG, I thought played really well. Still, all those backers. Blake played a heck of a game. You know, again, it came down to 5 or 6 plays, and you're talking about the difference between us being upset right now and us having celebrated too much right now. You know what I mean? So we gotta go back, point out the good, point out the bad, and then the biggest thing is what's the response going to be and getting it fixed, so that way we can go out and play a good Pitt team.
You mentioned Amari. I guess how did he do in that capacity? Then it seemed like when he was on the field, James was on the field a lot with him too.
Yeah.
Is that like a more specific role for James as he kind of figures out some maybe the lack of production, I guess, that he's kind of had?
Yeah, that's just everything. You know, we knew it was going to be like a tight game in there, like a really condensed formation, just pound on you kind of game. So gave some other guys bigger bodies in there to hold up and to deal with that physicality. But then again, like Amari, the twins, James, all those guys knew when we got them into situations where we want to rush the passer that they were going in, and they did a heck of a job. Like they I think early on they tried to open up the formations, and then we hit them a couple times, and they said nah. So they went empty and brought in the double chippers, and then that's when Amari and the twins started hitting them. So I thought they got after him in the pass game wise in terms of pass rushing the quarterback, especially against that O-line. You know, you didn't see that. It was very similar to Virginia. Like they didn't let you hit them back there, and they were doing a nice job of rushing the passer.
Aslan, you've been doing this for such a long time, but to come here, inherit what you guys inherited, and then do what you did early in the season, ranked top 10 in the country, and then 2 weeks later, it kind of comes unraveling. I mean, just how do you kind of, I guess, square all that up and then figure it out?
Oh, I mean that's the season, right? That's like life in general. You know, you're gonna go up, you're gonna go down, but you just gotta stand in the fire with the guys, and then just go out there and correct it. I mean, again, there's no consolation prizes. That's 2 good football teams, 2 top 20 teams that we played. Really, I mean, 1 top 5 whatever offense they were, and then obviously you got a team that could play for the national championship there. I mean, it was okay, and we're a handful of plays away from winning those games. So again, you want to fix the negative, and then you want to point out the positives, because I think you can build on the positive things with anything, right? You can see them, and you can put your focus and perspective on those things and build from there. So that's what we're going to do.
Corey?
How much is a coach? I mean, look, man, 10 is a player. He's a problem for everybody that plays against him. How much as a coach do you want to, tell the defense? I mean, sometimes guys make plays, but your job is to corral them. I guess where's the line of delineation to giving him credit for making just spectacular plays, but also you guys doing what you can to stop that?
No, I mean that's what it is, right? And you can do all you want on the chalkboard, but you got to remember they got good coaches too, and he's a good players. Good players are going to break out at some point. You just hope to contain them. You know what I mean? And we didn't do it. We didn't do a good enough job with that. We had some things that we were doing, some new plays, new coverages that we put in and stuff. And again, you talk about like the shot play back there. We knew it was coming. We put 3 safeties back there. You know what I mean? We knew it was coming, and they run the flea flicker. You know what I mean? And our eyes are bad for 2 seconds, and they get them the ball. You know what I mean? So credit to them and all that stuff. But we have to execute. We have to execute at a higher level. So.
I was going to ask about that play. I mean, you guys just turned the ball over, so I'm sure guys are trying to make a play, and then they see the play action and they come flying up. Is that how difficult is it to resist that urge? In that
Oh no, that play, the specials and stuff. I'm not, again, the offense, they're gonna draw it up and all that kind of stuff. And they're gonna get you every once in a while. I'm mad about the other ones. I'm mad at the little 5-yard turnaround that ended up being a whatever 40-yard touchdown. I'm mad at that one. You know what I mean? I'm mad at the slip screen, the now screen that we tackled for -2 that went for 40 for a touchdown. You know what I mean? Those are the plays I'm mad at. You know, we called it out. We put the safeties, we put three high safety look back there expecting something deep, and the flea flicker, you know, they saw them give the ball. So that's, you know, they run up there. Okay, you know what? Like, okay, they executed a play. They're on scholarship too. No big deal. But it's the other plays that you got to limit, and you got to do that with fundamentals and technique. So,
Coach, anything that kind of stood out from watching the Pitt tape, especially with the quarterback who made his first start?
Yeah. I mean, they're again I haven't gotten too far back behind this last game, but you know, they bench a guy who's been starting for a freshman, so they're searching for an answer. And what an answer, right? 48 points or something like that, and a lot of offense. So, you know, we're going to see what the difference is, how they're going to call the game differently, and all that. And we're going to have to prepare for, again, a team that, you know, they went offensively. They were explosive this last game. You know what I mean? So they found something. You know, we got to assume that they're going to do the same thing. So we've got to find an answer.
On that topic with the freshman quarterback, obviously you have the BC film you can look at, but how much do you try to research both him further back in his history as well as what Bell does as an OC for them?
Yep. I mean, you do everything, right? I mean, because you want to go back and look at him in terms of what he does well and what he doesn't do well. You want to go back and look at the offensive schematics and stuff, but you got to take what was on tape, because those are the players and that's how they're playing. Just like I asked about, you know, learning the guys and all that. He's learning those guys too. He's learning what chemistry he has with who and what and all that stuff. So the most recent tape is the one that's not going to lie. That's him. That's what they want to do. So and then obviously anything that's hurt us, they're going to go back there and watch, and they're going to put in and all that kind of stuff. That's just the nature of football. So we're going to have to be good. We're going to have to be able to defend the things that have already hurt us, and be ready for the things that they're going to throw at us.
If you guys do win this game, what can that mean for the season? I mean, I know it's a downer around here now because you've lost 2 games in a row, but there's still 7 games left.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot to play for. What does playing well this week, what could it possibly mean for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's just 1-0. You know what I mean? Let's just go 1-0, right? You can't look too far ahead. I get that goes back to, you know, what everybody said already, and Tommy said it. You know, you start patting yourself on the back, thinking you're doing stuff, and then you get humbled, right? So it's just 1-0. Just take care of today. You know what I mean? Like, we had a practice today, and we're gonna need to correct some stuff in there, and go back tonight and watch the film, coaches' presentations, all that kind of stuff, and just one game at a time. You know what I mean? I say this, obviously everybody looks celebrating after game versus, you know, feeling the way that was, but you want to just go 1-0 in the day. And if we go 1-0 today, then we wake up tomorrow and we focus on the positives, and we focus on doing things the right way, and we focus on building, then that'll translate into the better Tuesday and the better Wednesday, and then give ourselves the best chance to play a good Pitt team here on Saturday. So,
You guys, when it's 28-3, I mean, if you looked at the sideline, there was a lot of guys and coaches trying to keep guys in it.
Mm-hmm.
And could you sense that you hadn't lost them at that point? And is there something to build on at that point?
yeah, I mean, the message going into it was that was one of those games where the scoreboard didn't matter. You know what I mean? You just wanted to play football, because that's one of the best football rivalries, period, in all of football. You know what I mean? And so you really didn't care about the scoreboard. You were just caring about, hey, how many plays are you going to get to play and show out, you know, in front of everybody, your family, your friends, you know, all those things. So that was the message going into the game, and the message at halftime. So, you know, just kind of reiterated that message was like, hey, we're not worried about the scoreboard. Like, let's just play. And then sure enough, you know, the offense scores, and we stop. Offense scores again. It's like, guys, like, just play. And sure enough, like, you know, I wish we had one more stop there on the 4th and 1 or 2 to get the ball back with 3 minutes left instead of 1 minute. I thought that one right there bugs the heck out of me. But you know, it showed again that there's stuff to build on. You know what I mean? Again, a team that can easily fold. You know, a team that says, dial it in, that game is over. You know, that might be a 40-something-3 game. You know what I mean? But they played, they fought, and that you can build on.
Matt, last one.
Kevin Wynn got his debut this week.
Yeah.
How do you think he did, and how tough is that to get thrown into a game like that as your first game as a freshman, and then you put on the fact that he was injured for a few weeks too?
Yeah, extremely happy for Juju. You know what I mean, first of all, he's a great young man. I mean, he's supposed to make mac and cheese for my daughter because she loves mac and cheese right there. So he's already promised to make. So if he sees this, he's got to make my mac and cheese for her. But he knew he was going in, and T Knight told him early that was going to be the plan. Great job of Coach Storms and slicking those guys, strength and conditioning, and the athletic training staff to get him in a position to play. I thought T Knight did a great job of preparing him to play. And letting him know he was going to play early, like he's going to play. And when he got out there, like, I mean, you saw why. You saw why he's one of the best young D tackles in the country. I mean, they did not move him. You know what I mean? And that was his first game, and he's down there on the goal line. And we knew they were going to run the ball. They knew they were going to run the ball, and they did not move him. You know, so a lot to build on for him. It was fun to watch him play.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Hey guys.
Thank you.